What is up, you guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys through the power of speakerphone once again. Dallas Stewart. Dallas, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
All right. Week 14 now in the books after last night. We had the split. I won the split this week, so I went 7-6, and Dallas went 6-7. A sub 500 week this week for Dallas, unfortunately, but I just barely broke above 500. Rough week, and especially with what happened in our game, though. So, yep. First off, Thursday night football we got, and now we're on the week 15 to start it off. We got our game, which I will be going. We got the San Francisco 49ers coming to Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. The 49ers, this game that me and Dallas split on, took care of their business against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, we're starting to play like the team that we expected to be probably during this season. You know, granted, we never imagined we get 7 wins this year, but defense for us is just still the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with this team.
Yeah, hence I was saying, we got to definitely, during this offseason, make rebuilding on this defense one of our our biggest priority. Granted, we don't know about, if we'll get one of those quarterbacks probably later in the draft, but I would use those two first-round picks we have to start off on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if we get the number 2 pick through Denver, that pick, hopefully, like I said, I want to use that pick on Jalen Carter. Now, we should be getting Kenneth Walker and DJ Dallas back this week. I don't know about Shelby Harris or Al Woods, because I know Al Woods got hurt, and I don't think Shelby Harris was in there last week, but in the 49ers, they lost Deebo Samuel to a high ankle sprain, and did Nick Bosa play last week?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter. It's not like the Niners are really missing much. They can afford to rest guys, and they'll still win games. They got the best defense in the league, and I'm going to be going on with CG Ruthless tomorrow on his show, his 49ers talk show, me and Eddie Taylor. So make sure if you guys tune into that tomorrow at 3 p.m. So going on his show, but unfortunately, with how low my confidence is to the Seahawks, I got to take San Francisco to complete the sweep of the Seahawks and sweep us for the first time since 2011. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, but I'm always going to speak the truth and be very honest about it. We have a lot to fix in the coming years, especially on the defense. So I got to go San Francisco here because I think they're still going to run all over us with Mitchell and Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to go with San Francisco to complete the sweep.
Yeah.
I just don't see how we can pull it off. I just hope we come out ready to play and we give them all we got.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I just want them to give them all we got.
Just give them all we got. We lose, so be it. It's but they got they got the best defense in the league. They're probably the second best team in the NFC, second to the obvious number 1 team, Philadelphia, right now.
Yeah, they have a stacked defense.
Yeah. All right. Up next to start out the Sunday slate, which, don't forget, Dallas and I will be live for Red Zone.
You forgot the Saturday tripleheader.
Oh, wait, that's a Saturday tripleheader this Saturday?
Yeah.
Is it the 3 games that I'm about to name? The Colts, Vikings, Ravens, Browns, and Dolphins and Bills? Dang, Saturday tripleheader this week. All right.
I guess, yeah.
Forgot to put that in on the thing, but all right. Three games on Saturday. Dang, thanks for mentioning that, Dal. So, first of the Saturday tripleheader, we got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. The Indianapolis Colts obviously are last week pretty much, well, are they coming off their bye week?
I think they were on a bye.
They were on a bye, but before the bye, they got killed by the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings fell for a trap against the Detroit Lions. And here I had the Vikings as one of the other favorites, but after losing to Detroit, I'm not so sure now.
Yeah, Minnesota is inconsistent at times.
Yeah, with how close they barely beat the Jets too, and it's dang, I didn't even see this. I thought for sure they'd get the sweep, especially T.J. Hawkinson thinking he would get revenge on his former team, but no. Like I said, those Lions are playing hard for Dan Campbell, and
they're right. Lions are right in the wild card race.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Surprise indeed. And for the Lions, you know, they're a team that could possibly be on the rise, depending on if they can hit it right in their upcoming drafts and so too. So, got to give them their props for playing as tough as they've been. But Viking-wise, back to this game, Vikings-Colts. I'm taking Minnesota to take down the Colts at home. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings to bounce back and clinch the North, which they weren't able to do last week.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to Cleveland to take on the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens, without Lamar Jackson, beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Cleveland Browns finally dropped one to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals looking like they're back on track to compete for the AFC North and possibly try to get back in the run. Ever since, like I said, for Cincinnati, they're sure happy to have Jamar Chase back. But the Baltimore Ravens, they took out Pittsburgh without freaking Lamar Jackson. I thought for sure that they would freaking drop a game to Pittsburgh without Lamar.
Yeah.
Whew. But this game around, taking on Cleveland, is Lamar going to be out again this week?
I think he is.
Yeah. And Cleveland's starting Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Deshaun Watson was still looking a little bit rusty, you know. Even against... What was the final score of that Bengals-Browns game?
23-10.
23-10? Yeah, so... Whew, man. If Deshaun Watson's still rusty, I don't know, man. This is going to be a crazy one. I have a feeling, for the Saturday slate. Might be one of the closer ones. But, I'm going to go ahead, though, and I'm going to take Cleveland, though, defensive-wise. If the Ravens are still without Lamar, but granted, if the Ravens pull off another one without Lamar, I would be surprised, but I'm gonna lean towards Cleveland on this one.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Yeah, Baltimore really proved a lot last week.
Yeah.
Winning in Pittsburgh without Lamar.
Yeah.
I guess Cleveland, but I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, I don't feel good about it either. The only reason I'm taking Cleveland is obviously because of Myles Garrett and that defense. You know, granted, I know they're
It was
wrong.
a close game the first time they played, wasn't it? Like 23-20.
Yeah, pretty sure it was. Granted,
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett was their quarterback. Deshaun Watson's rusty still. Why don't you just keep Jacoby Brissett in there, you know?
Yeah.
All right, and finally, the last Saturday header, we got AFC East rivalry. We got the Miami Dolphins going to Buffalo to take on the Bills. You all know what happened last time these two teams met when Miami pulled that shocker. And freaking in Miami against the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills OC was basically slamming his shit in the booth. Remember that? How pissed he was that they blew that game?
Yeah, when they couldn't get out of bounds to try to set up a game-winning field goal.
Yeah, exactly. But Miami last time around, Sunday Night Football, they dropped one to the Los Angeles Chargers. Bills have the they have the upper hand in this one, especially now that the game's in Buffalo, and now the weather should definitely be in their favor. All the cold weather and then the snow. I don't think anybody wants to play in Buffalo. This time around, though, I think the Bills get it done and split with the Dolphins and pretty much lock up the AFC East. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, give me the Bills as well to get the split, get revenge for the earlier loss in the season, and hand Miami their third straight loss. Suddenly, Miami is reeling.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Chicago Bears in Chicago. Eagles just continue to roll. You saw what they did to the Giants back on Sunday, and Chicago Bears coming off of their bye week, I think. Were the Bears? No, wait.
They were on a bye. Yeah, they were on a bye.
But before that, what happened before the bye week though with Chicago again? 'Cause I know the Bears. I think the Bears lost, obviously.
Didn't they? Did they lose to the Jets?
Yeah, they lost to the Jets and Mike White. That's right. I mean,
Or no. I can't even.
I think they lost to the Jets.
I think that was the week before that.
Yeah, but still, the Bears are just. You know, we need the Bears to win a couple games in order to for sure. Because right now, because of Denver's recent loss, we now sit on the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Currently, right now. And we need the Bears to start winning some games so that way we can still sit on it. But they're playing the best team in the NFC, and we know that's not going to happen. Give me Philly.
Yeah, give me Philly big to get to 13-1.
Yep. All right, up next we got the Detroit Lions taking on the New York Jets. The New York Jets last week lost to the Buffalo Bills. The Bills got revenge for the earlier loss while I was in Arizona for the Seahawks Cardinal game when I noticed that upset. And the Detroit Lions pulled a massive upset over the Minnesota Vikings. Surprise, surprise. Like we said, they're playing tough for Dan Campbell, and who knows, Lions could possibly be on the rise, and depending on what they do this offseason, but Jared Goff may be looking like he could be the long-term guy in Detroit after that trade.
The future is looking bright.
Granted, future's looking bright for him. Granted, I mean, it's different from what Jared Goff had with Sean McVay back when he was in Los Angeles with the Rams, though. But they're playing tough for Dan Campbell, and they're fighting, and they're actually ripping off some wins. And you know what? Because of this, with how I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick the Lions to pull another upset. I'm gonna actually pick Detroit to upset the Jets. I'm taking Detroit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and pick Detroit to get to 7-7 and stay right in the mix in the wild card race. I just like the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, especially for Dan Campbell. Give Dan Campbell his props. He has them playing good.
Dan Campbell should be in the running for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I mean,
even if they don't make the playoffs, I think he should still be in the running for it.
Yeah, especially with the
they have exceeded expectations.
Yeah. Up next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Carolina to take on the Panthers. We all know what happened. They ran all over us, and Geno made the mistakes and threw those interceptions, and they cashed in and beat us 30-24. And the Pittsburgh Steelers dropped that game to the Baltimore Ravens that had Mitchell Trubisky in there. Sam Darnold, I guess, got revenge for the 40-3 game back in 2020, but Carolina, their defense, they got a good secondary. Just saying, though, with Horn, and, of course, on the pass rush, they got Brian Burns. And they did a good job just locking us up. Granted, it sucked not having our stud running backs out there. That was a tough one back on Sunday for sure, though, too. So, yeah, still pissed about it, but, it is what it is. It's like we're now starting to play like the team that we expected to be this season. But, with the amount of wins that we got has exceeded the expectations. But Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers. This one should be a good one, but you know what? I'm going to actually go ahead and I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to beat the Steelers at home. I'm going to take the Panthers.
Yeah, give me Carolina to get another win. They have their sights set on winning the crappy NFC South, and they can do that.
Yep, now that we gave them fresh life. We gave them fresh life to, give them a chance at that division. Hate to say it, but it's like screw it. But yep, going Panthers on this one. Up next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going to Houston to take on the Texans. Thank you, Kansas City, for kicking the absolute dog shit out of Denver, and of course giving Russell Wilson that concussion. Granted, I hope Russell's okay, especially with that bump on his forehead. Did you see that, by the way?
Yeah.
But yep, still though, the Chiefs took care of their business and got it done against the Denver Broncos. So once again, thank you, Kansas City.
Yep, thank you, Kansas City. You kind of took your foot off the gas, though, but you had a big enough lead where you still won.
Yeah, and you basically knocked Russell Wilson out of the game and made him put freaking Brett Rippon in the game, and now the Chiefs are going to Houston to take on the Texans, which the Texans were up for a little while on the Dallas Cowboys, and and then you said Lovie Smith tried to roll the dice and failed miserably.
Yep.
And then Dallas pulled a fourth quarter comeback and ended up winning the game. This is easy. Kansas City big. Lock of the week.
Yeah, Kansas City lock of the week. I expect them to cover, I think, the -14. I think Houston's in for it this week.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. We know what happened last time. Falcons have big lead. Falcons blow big lead to New Orleans. That was what happened last time around. New Orleans Saints, though, I think the Saints are coming off of a. Are the Saints coming off? Saints look like. Are they coming off a bye week too?
I think they were one of the 6 teams also on a bye last week.
Yeah, and the Falcons were on a bye as well.
I think the Falcons were on a bye too.
Yeah. But now the Falcons have Desmond Ridder starting at quarterback for the.
They made the change.
Yep, Jazzy Jeff is pretty happy about that. I know for sure because I checked him out on his Instagram story. I know he's happy about Desmond Ritter now taking the reins at quarterback. Should be interesting. Both these teams, granted, still in the race for the crappy NFC South, though, which I hate to say that we got swept by that shitty-ass division.
Yeah, more so Atlanta.
Yeah, but this time around, I think the Falcons get revenge for earlier, and I'm going to actually go ahead and I'm going to take Atlanta to win this game. I'm taking Atlanta.
Yeah, give me Atlanta to win and get the split in the season series against New Orleans.
Yep. Up next, we got Dallas Cowboys taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in Duval. Cowboys struggled with the Texans, but in the end managed to pull a fourth quarter comeback, and the Jaguars pulled an upset over the Tennessee Titans. That was a shocker.
Oh.
I could not believe they pulled that upset.
Oh, yeah.
This will be an interesting...
First win in Nashville since 2013, they said.
Say
wow.
what? First win in Nashville since when?
2013.
The year we won the Super Bowl. But man, Dallas Cowboys, I cannot believe that they actually struggled the way they did against Houston, but even though they still managed to pull it off in the fourth quarter, and Jacksonville pulling that upset over the Titans, man. Whew. Will the Cowboys struggle against Jacksonville? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and take the Cowboys to get the win, but if this game is close, then... And what if Jacksonville upsets Dallas?
Trap game written all over it.
It kind of does, but I'm gonna still roll Dallas.
I'm gonna take Dallas. I think they're gonna be more focused and ready to go.
Yep.
This week after that scare last week against Houston.
In the Battle of Texas, which was one of our locks of the week. We got both our locks right, by the way. So, whew. All right. Up next, we got the Arizona Cardinals going to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos. The Cardinals got manned by Bill Belichick's New England Patriots on Monday Night Football. And like we said, like you mentioned, the Broncos managed to get a little bit. They scored more than their season average before Russell got knocked out of the game. And Rippon did throw a touchdown, but not enough, and still ended up losing to Kansas City 34-28. But now, battle of two backup quarterbacks. Kyler Murray tore his ACL, non-contact, out for the year. Russell Wilson out with a concussion this week. So now Brett Rippon in the match. So Colt McCoy versus Brett Rippon on this Sunday. I'm glad we get this for the Sunday slate. This is going to be a good red zone reactions, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, kind of. It's a toilet bowl.
It's a toilet bowl, and all I got to say is this. Pottsville Curse, give the Cardinals a break this week, please. For Seahawks Nation, give the Cardinals a break this week. You already did enough damage by taking away Kyler Murray from them for the rest of the year. Granted, you did us that favor by letting us sweep them, but now we just need you to take a break just this week. As Seahawks fans, we want the Cardinals to win, and I think they're going to do it. Colt McCoy is better than Brett Rippon. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals to go into Denver and beat the Broncos. I'm taking the Cardinals.
The Cardinals. So is it official? Is Wilson out?
Yeah, he got concussed. Dude got concussed.
Is it official word yet?
Well, that's what they were saying. If he's out of the game, it seems they're saying he got concussed, and he had. Did you see the bump on his head?
Yeah, he's probably out there. I'd be really surprised if he played.
There's no way in hell he's gonna play. It's gonna be we're gonna be expecting Brett Rippon for the Broncos in this game, but I'm going Arizona. Pottsville Curse. Take a break on the Cardinals. And hopefully, knock on wood that the Cardinals win, because we need to keep that draft pick at number 2. So knock on wood. Just saying. All right. Up next, we got the New England Patriots going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. We saw what the Patriots did to the Cardinals last night. Won it 27-13. One of the plays, DeAndre Hopkins gets stripped and taken to the house for a house call by the Patriot defense. And meanwhile, the Las Vegas Raiders last week, the Raiders, wait a minute.
That Thursday night game.
That's right. They choked to the LA Rams. The Los Angeles Rams and Baker Mayfield. They choked another one. Makes our loss to the Raiders still look even bad. Granted, we beat the Rams, though, Granted, the Rams had their backup before they even got Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield, who knows with the Rams, We'll see. If Stafford does end up retiring and Baker Mayfield gets a lot more reps, could Baker possibly still hang around Los Angeles? Who knows? That's a question mark. But, yep, Raiders choked in the final minutes, giving up a 98-yard touchdown drive by Baker Mayfield hitting Van Jefferson for the 17-16 win, which the Rams got. And like I said, the Patriots just manhandled the Arizona Cardinals like we called. Third time in a row, the Patriots have beaten the Cardinals 3 straight times with a quarterback not named Tom Brady. Add Mac Jones now to the list. Jimmy Garoppolo during Brady's Deflategate suspension, Cam Newton in 2020, and now you add Mac Jones to that list. But I'm going to take the Patriots to win again against the Raiders. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, give me the Patriots to get back-to-back wins and pretty much put the final nail in the Raiders' very disappointing season.
Yep. And next up, we got the Tennessee Titans going to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Surprise, surprise, Titans got manned by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Chargers pulled off a big win against the Miami Dolphins at home on Sunday Night Football. Whew. I'm going to go ahead, though, and I'm just, for this game should be very interesting. I think the Chargers are fun. I think that Justin Herbert, like I said, Chargers are starting to get healthy.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, who knows what Tennessee knows? We know Derrick Henry is the force, but what happened to them against Jacksonville?
Yeah.
That was
They have not looked good lately.
They have not. Got blown out by Philly the week before, and then they lose to Jacksonville. Was that game in That game was in Nashville. Like you said, Jaguars' first win in Nashville since 2013. Whew. I'm actually going to take a shot in the dark, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Chargers in this game at home. I'm going to take the LA Chargers. I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee won, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers to get another win and hand the Titans their 4th straight loss. The wheels are really coming off for Tennessee right now. They're lucky they're in the trash can known as the AFC South.
Yeah.
And they'll probably still be able to win the AFC South, but they do not look good at all right now.
And they'll probably be making an early exit, let's be real.
Yeah, probably another early exit like last year.
Yep. All right, up next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going to Tampa to take on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who got blown out by the 49ers, and the Bengals got a win against the Cleveland Browns, splitting with them for the first time in who knows how long, but the Bengals are rolling again, happy to have Jamar Chase back and feeling healthy, and they look like they're ready to make another run. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals to go into Tampa and get a win on this one, though. I'm taking Cincy.
Yeah, give me Cincy. They are rolling right now, and they could still win the AFC North. I think it looks like it's gonna come down to that final week when they play Baltimore for the AFC North title.
Yeah.
So I gotta go with Cincinnati because there's more on the line for them.
Yeah. All right, up next, Sunday Night Football, New York Giants taking on Washington Commanders, the team that tied the previous week, and the Washington's coming off of their bye week, and the Giants got obliterated by the Philadelphia Eagles as expected. I cannot believe the Giants blew that lead against the Commanders and ended that game with a tie. That was one of the shockers a couple weeks back. And, now getting blown out by Philly. This time around, I think it's going to be different this time. And I think this time the Commanders are going to get it done. And this time it won't be a tie. I'm taking the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Commanders to get a win this time. I think the Giants are just, they're falling apart. I think they were a very fraudulent team, but a better than expected season from them, and that tie could really help either Washington or the Giants get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It probably benefited Washington to get that tie, to be honest.
Yeah, probably most likely Washington. All right, last but not least, Monday Night Football. LA Rams going to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Like we said, Rams got that Thursday night win with Baker Mayfield leading a 98-yard touchdown drive, hitting Van Jefferson for the win. And the Green Bay Packers last week are coming off. Looks like the Packers are coming off of a bye week.
Before that, Aaron Rodgers swept the Bears yet again.
Yep. He still owns Chicago, and he's gonna get it done against the Rams again. Give me Green Bay. This is easy. The Rams are just dead. Granted, they did beat the Raiders. Yep.
Yeah, give me Green Bay as well. It looked like championships of the year. Turned into a Monday night toilet bowl. I never thought I would say that at the beginning of the year.
I don't think anybody else did. And there you have it. That's our Week 15 picks. We got, obviously, I hate to say it, 49ers over Seahawks, knock on wood, but, it's probably expected with how bad our defense is. 49ers over Seahawks, Vikings over Colts, Browns over Ravens, Bills over Dolphins, Eagles over Bears, Lions over Jets, Panthers over Steelers, Chiefs over Texans, Falcons over Saints, Cowboys over Jaguars, Cardinals over the Broncos, Patriots over the Raiders, Chargers over Titans, Bengals over Buccaneers, Commanders over Giants, and Packers over Rams. And these are our Week 15 picks. Make sure you join us for Red Zone on Sunday, and drop your picks down in the comments below. If you got picks, new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and I'm about to sign out because I'm going to get some rest a little bit later. And Dallas, thank you once again for joining. I will catch you on Sunday for Red Zone.
Yep, our last one.
Last one of the year, and hopefully it lives up to the hype. All right, if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous, and as always, go Seahawks.